Hey guys, welcome back. Actually, you should be saying that to me because I'm finally back from Mexico, and I'm back in beautiful Boalsburg, Pennsylvania. It's not beautiful, and anyway, when I got back, I started working on this project, and it's been a little over a month since I've been working on it. It's not good yet, but it's getting there, and it's at least ready to kick the tires a bit, but I'm just warning you off the bat. It's got some rough edges. So, anyway, it is a new editor for Clojure. Stop me if you've heard me say that before. That is based on Vim, and that runs as a library inside of your project, just like my old editor, Nightlight. Except this time, the UI is rendered entirely with OpenGL, so there's no web browser. So that's a lot of words. Let's just take a look at it here. So since it's a library, you don't install it, you just pull it down with a Clojure build tool. I'm using the CLJ tool here, but you can use anything. And you can find this command on the Paravim website. This is the easiest way to try it. So this will pull Paravim from Clojures if you don't have it already, and release means that it'll get the latest version. So it's kind of like I have an auto updater for free, basically. It's kind of cool. So unlike Nightlight, Paravim is going to run in its own window. So it's going to pop up its own OpenGL based window, and here it is. So I want to emphasize right away, this is a real copy of Vim. This is not, it's not some emulation. I'm not just faking Vim bindings or whatever. It's the real deal. So let's open up a file. And this is what a Clojure file looks like in Paravim. So you got syntax highlighting, you got rainbow delimiters, you got this cool little highlight that appears under whatever form your cursor is inside of. Do you see that? I love that thing, man. So let's actually try to edit the file. So I'm in insert mode now. Just make a little dummy function, and you can see right away it does have paren completion, but you'll notice it's kind of like faded. That's because what you're seeing there is a preview of what parn_for is going to do. Parn_for is the editing mode that is built in. That's what it's going to do, but it actually hasn't inserted them yet, because parn_for only runs when you get out of insert mode. So when I hit escape, boom, then parn_for ran, and it added those two end delimiters. So that's how it works. Now parn_for also can adjust indentation. So like in this case, if I rename this variable to like my app state, you notice what's happening? It's showing you a little preview of what parn_for is going to do, and then when you hit escape, it does it. So you may be wondering why I do that. Like, why not just run it all the time like is normally done? So I realized this might be an elegant solution to a problem that people have had with parn_for in the past. Like in this example, this is a line that has lots of open and close delimiters, right? This is normally where parn_for has problems. So let's say for some reason I wanted to surround this number 173 with square brackets. So if I just type square bracket and then hit escape and let parn_for run, well, it does that. Not what I wanted. And if you think about it, like, how can you expect parn_for to know exactly where you wanted the end bracket to be in this case? it's not a sentient being, you know, it can't figure that out. And actually, newer versions of parn4 it just shuts itself off in this situation because it doesn't know what to do. But I realized, you know, I can take advantage of the fact that this is a modal editor. So I'm going to go back into insert mode, type that, open square bracket. Well, I can just move my arrow keys over and create the end delimiter myself, and now you can see it's not broken. So you have an opportunity, it's like an escape hatch, you have a chance to fix something before it gets screwed up. So I think that's kind of cool. I came up with that idea in a dream one night. I know you don't believe me, but I got some crazy ass dreams. Anyway, so the other important thing for any Clojure programmer is a REPL. And of course we got a built-in REPL here. This is a nice thing about having an editor as a library. You never have to connect to a REPL. It's just always there because the editor is running in your project. So I can just spin up a REPL for you right away. So if you click on REPL in, you can see you have a normal Clojure REPL here. Now the cool thing is the input down here is just a Vim buffer. So go into insert mode if you want to type, and then you can just type an expression. And to evaluate it, you have to press escape to get out of insert mode, and then press enter. That's how you run something in the REPL. So that's pretty cool. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, because it means all those, you know, keyboard commands that you know and love are available to you in the REPL. So that's pretty dope. Now let me run something that gives me more output. I'll just slurp the README file. By the way, there is a current issue here with this REPL. Like, you see, this is not actually printing very fast. So if you slurp something really big, it's just going to lock up the REPL. So until I fix that, just kind of don't do that. And yeah, and then I'll fix it eventually. High quality engineering here, folks. Only the best for you. Anyway, that wasn't too much stuff though. Now, why did I do that? Because I want to demonstrate something else here. So remember I said the REPL input is a Vim buffer. Well, guess what? The REPL output is also a Vim buffer. So if you click on REPL out, now it's focused on the output. Well, now any Vim command I send will go to here. So of course I can move my cursor around, go to the end of the line. I can search for HTTP. Boom. Now right now searching doesn't highlight the search results, but I'll fix that eventually. Search for Uberjar. Boom. Haven't you ever wanted to search your REPL output? I mean, it's kind of cool. You can do that, but this is a normal Vim buffer, so you can do anything. I can save it to a file, :W. It just saves the REPL output. I think by default, it saves to a file called REPL.out, but you can name it whatever you want. Why would you want to do that? Well, maybe you're like reproducing a bug, and you want to share your REPL session with somebody, maybe attach it to a GitHub issue. You can easily do that. And of course you can edit before you save it, you know, it's just a normal buffer. I can just delete stuff and clean it up. So there's all kinds of just cool things you can do when everything is a Vim buffer. You know what I'm saying? So, and the only last thing here I may as well show is there is a little reload file button. So if you're in any Clojure file like this, you can just click reload file, and you can see it's actually reloading. Oh, syntax error, unresolved symbol. Oh, because I renamed it. So I'm gonna undo it back to what it was and then reload file again. There we go. All it's doing is something really stupid. It's just taking the entire file and sending it to the REPL, basically, which is often what you want, right? You just want to reload the file that you're in. I haven't actually made a keyboard shortcut for that yet, so you literally have to click it right now in order to reload your file. So it's kind of funny if you think about it. This is a Vim-based text editor, and one of the features literally requires using the mouse. You can tell a couple of like diehard Vim users are going to have popped blood vessels in their eyes when they notice they have to use their mouse to do something in Paravim. Maybe I'll keep it that way. That's a pretty good troll. Now I'll make a keyboard shortcut eventually. But yeah, right now you literally have to click it, and then it will switch to here, and you'll see it. So it's a very basic support for live editing. So you better be impressed. Yeah, I have one more feature, which will matter to maybe 10% of you. I'm going to need the help of my Bud Light cowboy hat. So we saw the basic editing and REPL features, right? All right. So let me minimize that. So another thing, if you know me, and if you're a subscriber, then you do, you know that my other obsession, besides making text editors, is making games or game libraries, stuff like that. And you know, I got this one pulled up already, and I've made this multiple times over the years when I wanted to learn a new game library or something. It's a little Diablo style dungeon crawler, nothing special about it. There's not even bad guys in this one yet. But this is written in Clojure, okay? So of course I want to edit it with Paravim, you know? And I can, but I started thinking, wait, this game is rendered in OpenGL, and Paravim is rendered in OpenGL. So why can't I just do this? So what you're looking at here is Paravim running inside of my game. And not only in the same process, it's literally rendering to the same OpenGL window. And I wired it up so I can just toggle it very quickly with escape key. So I can move my guy around and be like, oh, I want to edit some code. Boom, right there. And this is the same Paravim you were just looking at. So I'll open up the core file in this project. You can see, boom, 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 boom. You know, it's the same Paravim, but it's running in the same window. And just to show you it works, let's change this. So vertical tiles is what determines how zoomed out it is. Okay, so if the number is bigger, it's more zoomed out. Let's make it like 15. And now let's click reload file, and boom, you can already tell you can already tell it's zoomed out. Isn't that cool? I think that's cool. I just edited my game within the game itself. I just did the code reloading thingy in the code reloading thingy, and it reloaded the code. So you may be asking, what's the reason for doing that? And I have no clue. I haven't actually figured out a purpose for doing that, but where we're going, we don't need reasons. Look at this. Isn't that cool? It's kind of slow, but I think that's because of the OBS thing that I'm recording with. Anyway, so Paravim runs inside of PlayCLJC games, and the next template is going to have it built in. So this will just be wired up to do this automatically. I think that's the last thing I wanted to show. I already said this before, but this has a lot of rough edges, and there are going to be bugs, so please be gentle and report them. And I hope you like it. If not, screw you.